Hello everyone, this is Shiraz Ahmed Khan, your host of these video lectures. Viewers, today before we start the formal proceedings, I would like to request you two things. First of all, please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. And secondly, at the end of watching this video, if you think that it deserves to be liked, please press the up thumb icon given at the bottom of the video. Thank you very much for your support. So let's start coming to the business. Today, it's our last lecture of chapter 13 of your book, and we will be learning about a brand new topic, that is headers and footers, how to place automated objects available in Microsoft Word, and further we'll explore the design tab that is relevant with the headers and footers option. Viewers, before we start working on to headers, first of all, let's discuss that what do we mean by header and footer, and secondly, why do we need them in our documents. Today we will be working in the task that we saved last time in our work, that was task 13F. So let's open this task first and let's discuss the things about headers and footers and the automated objects in headers and footers. So in order to proceed further, we will be opening task 13F from our chapter source files, chapter 13, and this is the task that we saved last time, task 13F. Now we have this task in front of our screens. Before proceeding further, let me share one thing with you, that how to zoom in or zoom out. By zoom in we mean to use the magnifier available in Microsoft Word to increase the visibility of our document. So there are different methods for that. One method, that if you look at the status bar, the blue horizontal bar available at the bottom of Microsoft Word's document, here we have this zooming option. You can increase or decrease the size of zooming. By default, usually we work with 100% zooming, but you can increase or decrease to increase the readability of the contents of the document. So for the clarity purpose, and particularly for this task, I'm increasing the zooming level to 150. One method is by using the status bar, and the second method is the shortcut that we can use. And the shortcut is that you need to hold the control button, keep holding it, and move the mouse wheel along with the control button. If you move the mouse wheel upwards, it will increase the zoom, and if you move the mouse wheel downwards with your finger, it will decrease the zoom level. I mean to say, zoom in with control plus mouse wheel upwards, and zoom out with control and moving the mouse wheel in the downward direction. So let's experiment it. I'm pressing the control, hold it down, and move the mouse wheel upwards this way. Look, automatically the zooming level is increasing, and if you hold down the control button and move the mouse wheel with your finger downwards, it will reduce the zooming level this way. It was the second method. And the third method, if you look at the tabs, and the last tab is View tab. Click the View tab, and here we have the options in the Zoom group of the View tab. And here we have 100%, the default one. Or if you click the zoom, it will open the zoom window and you can choose any option from the given options, or you can type the option of your choice. Like as I mentioned earlier, that today we'll be working with 150% zooming. So type 150 in the percent and finally click the OK button. Look at the status bar, automatically it is zoomed to 150%. One thing worth mentioning here is that apparently it looks like that by zoom in, the size of the text is increased. But it's not the case. Actually, when you take the printout will be taken according to the 100% zooming. But this is just for the readability to make the document more clearer, especially for the audience when you are presenting something to the huge population. So sometimes we do need it, but it does not have any connection with the printing. The font styles, the font sizes of the different objects, the text, the tables, the images, it will remain the original one, but for the time being, it will be magnified by using these options. So it was something additional that before starting, I shared it with you. Now we are to discuss today headers and footers. The first thing about header and footer is that what do we mean by them? And before starting the actual definitions and the purpose of both of these, we'll have to understand one thing more, that is, what do we mean by margins? Whereas margin is an area that remains unavailable for the typing purpose. For example, right now the cursor is blinking before the word W, and you can easily observe that we have some blank space, the white spaces on the left side of this W and onto the left side of everything under W. This is what we call left margin. Similarly, we have top margin, we have right margin, and if you scroll the page downwards, you can see this gray area. We call it bottom margin. So the gist of the discussion is that we have four different types of margins: left, right, top, and the bottom one. And by margin, we mean the area that is not available for typing purposes. Your typing cannot use this area. By the way, we can increase or decrease this area by different options, but we'll explore these in the upcoming videos. For the time being, we just need to understand it that margin is an area that is not available for the typing, and moreover, we are able to make modifications in this area from all the four sides of the document. Now, what is header? Header is basically an area that is above the top margin. It's an area, this area, that is above the top margin of the document. Similarly, footer is an area that is available, or the white spaces that which are under or below the bottom margin. So this is the top margin, and headers are available in the top margin, and similarly this is the bottom margin, and footers can be placed in the bottom margin. This is what do we mean by headers and footers. The next thing is, why do we need them? Because sometimes we need to place something, anything, an object, an image, our name, the page numbers, the titles, and we want to place them on every page of our document. One method is to type that content once on page number 1, copy it and paste it onto page number 2, on page number 3, and so on, so forth. But we have an automated method with us, that is, anything that we want to repeat on every page of our document, we can place it either in header or in footer. So up till now, two things are explained. One thing is that what is header and footer, and secondly, why do we need them? Now last thing is that how can we place something inside header or inside footer? So let's see. It's quite simple as compared to the previous two. Or footer, click the Insert tab from the available tabs, and here we have in the header and footer group, we have header option and we have footer option. Because this is one method of inserting header and footer in our document, and there is another method that is comparatively easier, and the method is just double click in the white area that is reserved for top margin. Double click in that area like this. Look, automatically the cursor has started blinking inside the top margin, and it's basically a header, and this is the indication that now the control is in the header of the document. It is basically the area in which previously we were unable to type, but after double clicking the cursor has started blinking there. Similarly, one more thing that is worth noticing is that one new tab is automatically appearing after moving the pointer or the cursor inside this area. Design tab is appearing, and this design tab is relevant with header and footer tools. Now let's explore these options one by one, that what we can do or what we can place into this area, or secondly, how can we move to the footer. Here we have in the navigation tab of this, in the navigation group or section in the design tab reserved for the header and footer, we have go to footer option. If you click this, automatically the cursor or the control will be moved to the footer, and now go to footer option is disabled and go to header option is enabled. If you click this, it will move the control to the header. Similarly, if you click this drop down arrow, you will see different templates. Templates are built-in styles available for us to work with headers. We have blank option with us, we have blank with 3 columns, we have Austin, and we have banded, and we can download many more from the internet if you are online and if your Microsoft Office is registered. So for the time being, we are going for the header with blank 3 columns option. If you click this, you'll observe that type here text enclosed in square brackets is appearing thrice. This is basically, these are placeholders. So we can say that we have chosen a header template with 3 columns option, and we can type 3 things in the header. Suppose if you need just 2, then just click this. Once the placeholder is selected, press the del key. It will be disappeared. Undo it. These are known as placeholders, and in order to type something here, you'll have to select the placeholder and replace it with the text or whatever you want Just you need to select this placeholder completely. As per the task says, add your name on the left in the header. So let's just select this placeholder by clicking onto it. Once everything is highlighted, including the square brackets, replace it with your name. You will observe that if the text placeholder is selected and if you start typing the text, the placeholder will disappear and it will be replaced with the text that you are typing. Similarly, as per the task says, the text historical study in the center of the header, historical study in the center. So click this placeholder, completely it is selected, and replace it with historical study, and be very careful regarding the case sensitivity of the text and do not enclose it in quotation marks. Historical study in the center of the header. Historical study. Similarly, the text England 2009 on the right in the header. So click this placeholder and replace it with England 2009. That's it. The task is completely done, and we will explore many more options in the next video. For the time being, we are just replacing. For the time being, we are just going to save as this document with a new name, that is task 13G. In the next video, we'll explore many other options regarding the headers and footers, especially the automated objects in headers and footers, and completely the design tab. Thank you very much for watching the video, and do not forget to subscribe the channel and like the video. Thank you very much.